What is up, Gorilla Nation, and welcome back to another Division 2 build video. But if you would be so kind, please show some love to that like button. Also, smash that sub button if you happen to be new to the channel. And don't forget to reach up there, trigger that bell, and turn on post notifications. So that way you never miss a live stream or a video that is uploaded. Well, it was requested of me to do my interpretation, incorporating and using some new talents as far as on weapons, new weapons, and some of the new gear sets to put together a straight up banger and the future of a healer build. Now, this support healer build is a straight up monster and will keep your teammates alive even through the likes of the raid legendaries. No matter what you throw at it, one chem is well over 3 million heal to any particular teammate. Also in PvP, it's almost a mil in PvP, but I think it's around 800k in PvP. And then of course the stem heal from my hive is well over 1 million, and it has 36 charges. So yeah, you're gonna be able just to keep your teammates up, and then with having 180% repair skills on it, is definitely super dope. But without further ado, enough of my rambling. I'm going to hop over to some gameplay and show you the hills, and then we're going to get into the build. So we'll see you guys and gals back here in just a moment. Ha, I got you on the run that time.
Good one. Good one. That was a nice one right there.
It has on the regen on it. Alright, as you can see, it'll definitely keep you alive, your teammates alive, and basically it's something different. I'm not used just to sitting back and just constantly, healing teammates. I like to be in the action. Just sometimes it's a little hard because I have complete potato aim, and even with the chem launcher, it takes a little bit of practice, especially if you have someone that likes pushing up with a shield and using the bulwark gear set and just, trying to hit them in stride with the chem launcher. So that way they stay nice and healthy, and plus with the talents you're also giving them a little bit of extra damage. But let's start with the specialization first. I'm using the technician. It gives you plus 1 skill tier for utilizing it, and also since this is a pure healer build on the skill tree, instead of going with the plus 10% skill damage, you can go with the plus 10% skill healing. But if you want to go with the survivalist and utilize the pokey heal, by all means you can do so. It just all depends on your Legos that you have actually on your build. And what I mean by Legos, if you ever have stepped on a Lego, it really hurts. So if you are missing one Lego, which would be utility, defensive, or offensive, and you really need it, it hurts like heck because you can't find it because of the RNG gods just not in your favor. But it's whatever your personal preference is. So the build itself, and this is not it. apologies. This is it right here. As you can see, it's plus 6 skill tier, 6 utilities, and that is basically what I was just talking about and going over. If I wanted to use the survivalist and the pokey heal, then this is just fine here. But yet if I wanted to be just a little bit more tanky, then all I have to do is switch out some Alps Summit gloves and get that plus 170 armor, and I would still be at skill tier 6 just because I'm utilizing the technician. So keep that in mind. But if you want to do a little bit of extra damage, then you can go with a red instead of a blue. But it is the 3-piece future, because this is actually the future of healing, and 3 pieces of it gives you 30% repair skills, 15% skill haste, and plus a 30% skill duration as well. On this particular mask, I have plus 1 skill tier, 19.1 repair skills, and 17.1% repair skills as a mod. I've only been blessed to get 120% repair skills as a utility mod, and then it goes down to 17.4, and I think my next highest one is only 16. So with better mods, you get those 20%, then you can squeeze out a little more healing than what I particular have. And also, if your attribute rolls are better than mine, then your numbers will reflect that as well. So keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind that this is my interpretation and how I run it, and in my opinion, is the best for me and my playstyle. But you can switch things up and tweak it as you see fit. But on the holster, +1 skill tier and 19.5 repair skills as the attribute. And the third and final piece is +1 skill tier and 18.6 repair skills on the knee pads. And then I went with the 2-piece Murakami, and that gives me plus 20% skill duration and plus 20% skill repair skills. This chest piece has +1 skill tier, 9.6 skill haste, which is, at least it's average. It's right there in the middle. I'm looking for a better piece because this one actually has that 6% skill damage on there, and I actually can put another 20% repair skills as my attribute roll as soon as I find or are able to craft a Murakami chest piece with the skill tier, skill haste, and of course repair skills. And it has that utility mod slot where I get another 20% repair skills. And I'm using empathic resolve, or empathic resolve. I can't even talk straight, so apologies. I have bad grammar in my speech. It's just horrendous. But empathic resolve is repairing an ally increases their total weapon damage and skill damage by 3 to 15% for 20 seconds. And since I'm skill tier 6, they get that 15% for 20 seconds. And myself, I get that 7%. And that, as it says exactly as it does below it, effectiveness is increased by your skill tier. So I'm at the max, so they get 15% weapon and skill damage, and I get the 7% for myself. Now you can use different type chest piece talents if you see fit, but I think that is the best way, more or less, to go. You can, and I've seen other people use other things, in my opinion, in PvP. I think empathic resolve is the best chest piece talent you can actually use on PvP and PvE when it comes to a pure healer build. Now on to the backpack, +1 skill tier, 20% repair skills, 8.1% skill haste. Like I said, it's a bad, horrible backpack. I need that skill haste up to its max. And then, of course, I got a mod slot with that 16.2% repair skills also. And I'm utilizing Safeguard. Safeguard, while at full armor, increase total skill repair by 100%. And when you're just sitting back healing your teammates, letting your heals do the work, you have Safeguard up basically 95% of the time at all times. Now the sixth and final piece, I'm only using 1-piece Alp Summit. Some people would actually go with the 3-piece Alp Summit, then maybe with the 3-piece Future. I actually tried it out, and it doesn't actually do as good as the way that I have it here, utilizing the 2 Murakami instead, and then 1 Alps. And this gives you +1 skill tier, 20% skill repair skills, and that 9.3% skill haste. Now on to the weapons. On my primary, I'm using the new SIG 556. It has reformation. You just gotta ding them in the noggin, and it grants you a plus 30% skill repair. So that's a total of 130% additional skill repair when you have reformation and, of course, safeguard procced, and that's up 95% of the time. And that is giving you super duper healing for you and your teammates, and what makes those heals so potent and so efficient. Now, as my secondary, just so I can put out a little bit of damage, I have this classic M1A with Future Perfect on it. Weapon kills grant +1 skill tier for 15 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. I don't really need that, but if I want a little extra oomph in my skill, and say I run out of ammo in my AR, then weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant me a little bit of overcharge for 15 seconds, so I can, proc it and get a little bit of extra oomph, but it's more or less... You can get it, but I would say it's like a 25% of the time it's more situational. But at least it's a classic M1A, so it is doing enough damage, so I can particularly get lucky and ding somebody in the noggin and get a kill if my teammates allow me to, anyways. But you can use whatever primary and secondary, but it's just my personal opinion and what I like as far as pairing the reformation with the safeguard, so that way I'm getting those super heals out there, and also helping my teammates out even if they're not DPS, to give them extra skill damage using that empathic resolve. and then also giving them a little bit more DPS by way of weapon damage as well, whether they want to go DPS or skill build. Now on to the Chem Launcher. As far as stats, as you can see, ally repair 1.521 mil, and then you got to add that plus 130% from safeguard and reformation. So that's why it puts you well over 3 million when you have that proc. Even if you just got safeguard procced, that's over 3 million in heals. Then of course you got all that duration stacked on there as well, and over time they're still getting another 273,000, and in PvP right there at close to 800k. I was only like 40k off, 760k, 582, 451k, right at 452k. So if you add that 130% repair skills in there, it puts you over a million when it comes to each chem charge from the hive. And as you can see, I got 36 of them, and it has a massive range on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your interpretation, what talents you prefer using when it comes to a healer build. Do you prefer the 3-Alp Summit, where you get the 20% skill duration and the skill haste, or do you prefer the Murakami, where you get the 20% repair skills and then the 20% duration? So all in all, you're getting you can get the same amount of skill duration. It's just you're missing out on just 10% skill haste. And if you look actually at the numbers, I would rather have an additional 20% repair skills to go along with the 20% repair skills for a total of 40, utilizing it this way, than instead of using 3-piece Alp Summit just to gain an extra 10% skill haste. And you know, I'm not knocking the build. That's why I said it was still pretty decent. That's I think that's the way King Macho done it as far as 3 Alps. But I believe, and the stats actually show it, that this way that I have it, 2 Murakami, 1 Alps, and then the 3 Future is actually a better healer build. But you know, it all comes down to personal preference and play style as well. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm so proud of my boy Macho. I was away and in the hospital dealing with health issues, and he jumped in. It was well over 20k. So congrats and shout out to King Macho. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you fudging later.